Hi guys, it's Olga and it's another Facebook Live recap. Yay! So today we are doing mixed media Dreamcatcher and I will use the chipboards that you can see right now on the screen. This amazing two-layer background that I love so much, and the clock and the frame, and I will assemble everything on the embroidery ring. We will just trim it and sand it so it's perfectly smooth and looks neat. You can also use those sets that I showed you at the beginning of the video. You could see them on the corner of the screen. Those are sets to create different dream catchers, and you have all the chipboards already in there to create, you know, intricate piece, including the tail elements and some hangers. So really cool sets, and I think that I worked with both of them, and probably I have videos. If I do, then they will be in the iCard on the corner of the screen. In the meantime, everything is done and dry-ish thanks to my heat gun, so I'm sanding off all the parts that are hanging from this embroidery ring, and we will go to the painting and distressing. In the meantime, I will tell you a little bit about Fridays with snipart. Every Friday, if I'm at home, if I'm not on classes, I'm doing a live stream for snipart, usually mixed media project. It's bilingual, so sometimes I speak Polish, sometimes I speak English. It depends on the audience and the questions on the chat. And I'm trying to explain everything in both languages. And feel free to join me today, because I'm posting this on Friday. On the next Friday after the Friday that this live happens. So yeah, basically it's Friday 13th, and if you want to join me today around 8 p.m. Set on snipart Facebook, all the links including the whole stream will be in the description box. During the stream I did only the base and one of the tail pieces, so we will jump a little bit back and forward during the video, because part of the footage I recorded after the stream, because it took so much time to assemble those charms and hanging elements that were in my Dreamcatcher tail, that it was no point of holding people alive while I'm playing with wires and beads. Okay, so all our Dreamcatcher is painted. I used the mixture of chalk paint and acrylic paint to have a custom bluish shade. And I will attach a few of those flowers. Those are little birdie flowers, and I picked a few from different sets. Not too big, not too small, really fluffy. Beautiful flowers. Some of them have amazing sparkling glitter on them. And I'm assembling everything with Stamperia Gloss Medium. It's my new favorite. I'm waiting still for Prima 3D Gel, because I think that that one I will like as well, because I heard that it's really heavy and quite fast drying, so everything that I love about gel medium. I'm assembling small leafy composition. I'm using some paper leaves that were attached to some kind of flowers, and some of the glittery leaves from the branches that I have like since forever in my stash, and I just really like to use them as accents, and some berries. I really like those fluffy berries, and I'm trying to add them to all the compositions, because I think that they add just whimsy to the project. Anyway, I'm assembling my composition, and later on I will add a little bit to it. I mean, it wasn't bad as it was right now. I really liked it, and if I would finish this project live, whole project including tail, I would not touch it anymore. But because I had this playtime, my alone playtime, I was tempted to test different stuff. I don't do test too many techniques during the live, because it's supposed to be around 1 hour, and I believe that at this point we were like 40 minutes in, so I just demonstrated how to add some aging and distressing and grunginess to your project, and I'm using here acrylic inks, I believe Liquitex and Academy ink, and I'm using brown and blue. At the beginning I was trying to save the flowers in the white color, but It didn't work out, so I just added a little bit color onto them, and they will be perfectly fine afterwards. Yeah, so here is the demonstration of how to create one of the hangers, because it's totally up to you and depends on the stash that you have. I have a lot of tassels, I have a lot of beads, I have a lot of chains, I have a lot of different stuff because I really like to collect old junk. I often buy a broken jewelry, or I take all the broken jewelry and interesting looking parts from my friends. I'm buying them on the flea markets, and you can buy them really cheaply and they will look really neat. And it's the jewelry maker inside of me, because that's how I start the crafting, from making the jewelry. So I still have a little bit of my stash here and there. I was trying to dry brush the project, but it didn't work out because it was quite still wet, but I found out that it will look really cool if I will dry brush it with this soft blue color instead of white. I always dry brush on white, and this time we'll use this bluish shade that will be perfect move with those metal elements, because we did live already and now we are in my at-home part. So I'm just adding some metals from mid foam, and when I will dry brush everything together, the paint on the gears, I will wipe it off, all the excess. Thanks to that, it will look like it's just aged and covered with patina. So here is another tail that I'm assembling. I cut off all the tails from the footage because it was so long and each one of them is different. Basically, I'm just combining everything I have with jumping rings. If I can hang something directly on the chain, I will hang it on the chain. If I cannot hang it on the chain, I will I will use a jumping ring or piece of wire just to create some kind of loop so I can attach it to the chains that will be hanging from the Dreamcatcher. And all those elements I connected, I wanted to thread some chain through my Dreamcatcher, but I changed my mind and I used hooks from really thick wire. I just made a hoop on one side where you can attach everything that's supposed to hang and dangle from your Dreamcatcher, and other part you can slide between a space in the texture, because this background that I used at the beginning, it have a lot of open spaces, and I just placed my hooks directly in those metal spaces, or I hang some stuff from the metal gears that I included in the composition. And I was trying to add as many of the tails as possible with different beads with a lot of spark, and I'm really proud of this project. I'm really happy how it turned, and yeah, and it makes me happy to look at it. It's really cool. I should be a little bit less biased towards my artwork, but I really like this one, and I created it with pleasure, and that's what is important, and that's why I really like to make those Facebook Lives, because it's always a pleasure to hang out with you and to craft together. So yeah, feel welcomed every Friday around 8 p.m. European time to hang out on snipart Facebook. My final touch was adding those little flowers from Little Birdie, and that's it. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, have a good and creative day, and see you next time. Bye!